So this is Ollie Hedges, probably playing Kirai.
Definitely Resurrectionists.
Yes. Against last year's master, or well, the current master, I guess.
Current master.
Lucas.
Defending his title.
Yes.
He's on Gremlins, am I?
He's usually Gremlins, but those cards look a little bit orange. I haven't actually checked to see whether he's Gremlins or Thunders, because he was threatening to bring Thunders.
Could be interesting.
Could be.
Is he like kind of even looks a bit yellow? Is this maybe Outcast?
I wouldn't expect Outcast, but
everyone loves a curveball.
I mean, that could be a Masaki card.
It's true. It's true. Still currently dual faction.
Yep.
So how many months down the line and then?
So this round is flank Guarded Stash with Guarded Treasure, Dig Graves, Setup, Search the Ruins, and Vendetta. So, yeah.
There you go. This would be quite a killer scheme, actually.
Yeah, it could well be.
Be good for a good scrap in the middle of the board. I'm looking forward to those. So we've obviously just seen Josh and Luke playing this board.
So the Guarded Stash markers are going to be interestingly placed with that building in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's go. So, do you know how Ollie and Luka is done so far?
So, Ollie's currently 2-0, leading his group.
Okay.
He's
basically qualified for day 2.
I think that it'd take the... Especially with his last round, he won 10-2.
Oh, no, so you got booked out.
Yeah, so it would be very, very difficult for him to not get through. And yeah, so Lucas is playing which is what he's kind of played for the longest time, and that's what's kind of got him the win last year for Masters. So yeah, we've got Ollie just needs to not lose by a big amount. I think Lucas needs to get a win. It doesn't matter how big it is at all, and he's through. But this is probably going to be the hardest match in his group.
Trixie would go for lady.
So Zip could be quite good against Kirai, actually. We can see some shenanigans with picking her up out of her crew away from her session, dropping her off somewhere else up we go. So could see some shenanigans. So, I've actually had the pleasure of playing all of them. Scottish GT 2 years ago where he played Kirai. We ended up in a draw, but he was a super fun guy to play against, and he knows his Kirai stuff.
He does. I played him at Masters last year. He was my second round in the qualifying pools, and I made one mistake and ended up costing me massively, but one mistake that I remember. I probably made loads more than that. But
one big mistake.
So that game was like a very, very close game with Ironsides against Kirai. So every game we played against him has been Kirai.
Nice.
So does this not have the
definitely Kirai specialist?
No.
Yeah.
Known for it. We could be up for a master class if he decides it, or maybe throws in his own curveball.
Lucas. Like last year, Lucas brought the Power Ravage bomb, which is like something that he'd been concocting himself. So
we know the drill. I need to come after you. So
Kirai with Spirit Beacon, Unforgiven, Ectoplasm.
Yeah, the other person in this group who can make it through to day 2 is George Hollingdale.
They are.
I think he's 1-1 at the minute, and if he gets a big win in the next round, he'll be 2-1, and then it'll all go down to diff.
And he's currently playing David Lang.
He's playing David Lang, yeah.
Unfortunately, can't be given for day 2 because he's currently
damaging.
Yes.
Losing already to
damage plus.
Because he's players. So
Lampad, Izamu.
Actually, am I correct in saying that they're both 2-0?
And then Philip with Wanting Prize, Wrong Spirit.
One of these people will have lost to George.
How many models do you start with?
9.
I don't know who it is.
9. If I won't be fast, then we'll be.
Zami, I think he's a Lampad in there, so currently just going through some crew selections.
Though that does change.
What's that?
Does change a bit.
What's change a bit, my friend?
How many models I have?
Well, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
Unfortunately, we can't add a filter on to take out all the coughing and sneezing.
So Zami. So who's next is up there?
Which one is it?
Just try figure out who's got what in these crews. Yeah. So it looks like we've got Philip and Anani in there as well. Is that Doxy?
So we've got Philip and Anani, Izamu,
how much stones you got?
the Corpse Lady.
5.
Corpse Lady.
know the new one brings out zombies every time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Not a zero.
You choose the.
Yeah, it is a Sura run, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, schemes.
No, yeah,
Kind of
it is a zero.
choose strikes.
So yeah, the problems we had last round with the webcam pulsing, we managed to stop that, but it's cost us the card camera for today. Hopefully we'll get that fixed by tomorrow, but we're not sure. Finding a good webcam and buying multiples of it does have some drawbacks apparently.
So still trying to figure out what
My
for his crew.
Hopefully they'll go through them when they deploy, but
It's a Francois maybe we're looking at.
I mean,
the werepigs, I can never remember their name.
Swankhurst.
Swankhurst, there we go.
So I think he usually likes the Dread Pirate zip upgrade. So he'll have a number of Bio Gremlin. There's 3 cards stacked together, so presumably 3.
No first mate, it looks like.
It's not particularly common at the minute.
No. Regular opponent up north, Ross, he's a big fan of first mates.
Yeah.
I tend to see him in his crew. So.
I think in the last round he might have seen him, but in this round where it's quite killy and you're very central.
Who's yours?
Yeah, so
Right, let me just.
So we've got a central strategy with Guard the Stash. We've got Search the Ruins, which is also a central lane. And then if you cruise kind of come towards the middle, you've got Dig Graves and Vendetta that can be just wherever the crews are.
Sorry, can I see your
and
card?
Guard of Treasure forces folk to be
No, your
on
Vendetta.
the centre line.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that one you can spread out a little bit more. But
you can guard the stash story as well.
Yeah.
Forces crews in the middle of the board, so
and it is flank deployment, so these are going to be on an angle.
there is a possibility that you're going to start up pretty close to each
Will
other,
be
depending on how aggressive they want to deploy.
Which kind of benefits both crews. Kirai is an aggressive summoner,
Do
but
over is.
the Zip crew is very, very aggressive in what it does.
It's very mobile as well, as it can get in there quite
Yeah.
quickly.
Okay. Is that it?
So both players just kind of I'm going to quick read over each other's cards, just confirming abilities,
Yeah.
stat lines, etc. Trying to get a feel of what each other's brung, what they're trying to do. Maybe get an idea of what schemes to take and what their counterparts potentially taking as well.
No, I don't. Sorry.
So if we're Ollie, what do you think he's potentially taking schemes wise?
So depending on what his minions are, he might go for Vendetta. Be able to just get something that can take out one of the mid-level Gremlin models that are
Potential
Gremlins
swing
have.
cards.
They've got the fragility. So then I think Graves might be alright.
Yeah, he's got looks like 3 bio gremlins up there. So
Yeah. And he's going to be summoning more.
easy target. Yeah.
So as long as he has model activation spur to place them, it really depends on what his summons are, because
Probably
he seems to have a fairly elite starting crew at
Yeah,
least.
no, I know.
So
I just need to check something.
Of course, with Guard the Stash, you want to remove your opponent's minions off those stash markers. So taking something like Diddler Graves could be beneficial towards working.
he does have
towards
a
that
lot of starting henchmen enforcers to kind of do guarded treasure as well. So I think Ollie's built a crew that has flexibility and the options to do most of these schemes.
And what do you think for Lukas? Do you think we could see potentially maybe Search the Ruins with the amount of bodies that he does have, or is that going to be focused on Guard the
I think he's
Stash?
probably going to go for more of the killy things.
Yeah, you think most of Vendetta?
Yeah, I think he might go for
Graves,
Vendetta because of the cheap cost of the Gremlins. He'll throw the model away, but he'll get the points, which is fine for him, really. And yeah, I know that he likes the kind of killy type of thing, so
just through personal preference and playstyle.
yeah.
You can see a good scrap in the middle. So
Yeah.
if both players go for some killy strats, this could be a good fun game. A lot of blood.
Thank you. Okay.
Right, deployment? Yeah.
So we got a comfort deployment.
Your choice.
I will go.
So Ollie electing
I'll be fine
Lukas
here.
to deploy first, big sides.
So it's setting up the stash marker. And this one's going to be awkward.
Yes, you got
6
the
inches from the
Where's your
centre.
middle?
big room right in the middle of the board, but I'm sure these guys will make it work. If not, potentially get Dave in there to
Yeah.
move stuff around for them.
Might have to have the tail to nudge things
And
around.
then you can measure them again remind the point.
So even if Ollie is currently 2-0 in his group and is looking good to qualify and go through tomorrow,
Are you happy if
you
it's
know,
like a very small bit further that way? Or
Is
shall,
it going to make it?
or shall we move the building?
Well, no. The only problem is I would be happy to take this deployment.
Yeah.
The only problem is that it's obviously I can't walk through that way.
Like, I'm quite happy for them to be slightly different apart.
No,
for
it's
us to
fine.
move
Just
the
put them
building.
inside how they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Because that doesn't really. That's even going to be
Sure.
better for the game. Right? Or if we can put them even on top of the building. That's
And then we, yeah, okay.
Okay, so the players light and just to kind of
Yeah.
sort
Is
of
that-
separate
yeah?
themselves.
Yeah, that works.
At the end of the day, both of them are happy and they both agree with what's going down.
A cooperative game. You get
so it's 9. Yeah.
How close do we have to be to them?
Huh?
How close do we have to be to the markers? Do you
I
know?
think 2. I think 2 inches.
But yes, I was saying, even though Ollie might be 2-0 currently with his group and looking to qualify for day two tomorrow, he'd probably be looking for a clean sweep of the group, even just for bragging rights, go for,
I mean, it
even
does-
beat former master, current master,
It does also have benefit if you get a draw on day 2. Because of the single elimination nature of this tournament, it is based on your standings after day 1.
Yep.
So if he does 3-0, then that means that tomorrow he only needs a draw or a win. He doesn't need to get the wins.
Perfect. So
Thank
a lot to play for here for sure.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
definitely not write it off. With him coasting through, looking for an early dinner this evening. A lot to play for even
And grab a Francois.
for Ollie. So was this Francois that he's in his lineup, I think? Or am I mistaken?
So with flank deployment in that building taking up a large portion of that corner, it's kind of restricted on where he's deploying things, at least a little.
Yeah. He still has the entirety of that kind of left-hand side of the building as well. So it looks like he's kind of happy just having most of his crew just central and willing to go to kind of just go straight towards those slash markers and hunker down. So
I think it's a bit of an engine crew. Like, he's got a lot of things that work well together and need to kind of be together.
yeah.
So it's also very mobile, which is why we see Ollie spreading around so much.
Yep.
He could just deploy everything opposite, but then if his crew's got a few things that are a little bit slower moving, and if Lukas then just shifts entirely to the opposite side, he might just be left too far behind.
Also allows him to kind of pick up stragglers or people that are out of position, etc.
Yeah. That movement, as that spreading around, could also indicate that he's going for guarded treasure, wanting to have his models the 8 inches apart that they need to be.
Okay.
Who's that little creature?
Necropunk.
Right.
Okay.
So that indicates that he's going for some scheming. But then again, that could be.
points used for
you
opening
care
as well,
about
potentially for
Yes.
card draws. So again, the versatility you're talking about with all these crew.
Thank you, my friend. Sorry, I'm just gonna check again how much
Good
stuff that
handshake.
I've been fitting in my list.
and
I believe it's 5, but double check.
Better that you check.
You hear Lewis Phelps in the background
I'm
talking
sure
about
it's
ice cream.
I'm going to throw down a zero's
surprised.
marker. And stick it in there.
5.
So that's quarantine marker.
Yeah.
Is this an Onryo down in the bottom corner?
Ah, okay.
One of the newer big ghosty flippy things.
You're all sorted with Francois, yeah?
Yep.
Something that Kirai can summon too as well, if I'm not mistaken, or am I mistaken with Goryu?
I can't remember.
My deck okay there, or do you want it somewhere a bit more?
You're left-handed or right?
Unfortunately, the only res of summer I plays Molly and I never play Spirit, so
Yeah, perfect.
always horror.
So what's the other card underneath?
2.
So, first turn, we're probably going to see
We'll try to keep it
Ollie kind of positioning around and trying to
Yeah.
get his summoning engine started. And
both players feeling each other out, getting to move towards the objective of the strategy in the middle, and then overextending,
I think that Lukas might go try and disrupt the engine. He's deployed on the very corner of the zone
They both got 4.
to get as close as he can to it. So, and both players have got a cache of 4.
Yeah, got Ollie both confirming, that looks like just wants to rummage through some more cards there. Just kind of sculpt his hand a bit better.
Amazing. Signal of confidence will activate, going to make it faster.
Doxy. Going to throw down a steam marker.
So this is like the Doxy feeding the engine for Philip and Nanny.
Take the lead on Kirai. Goes off.
Using it to push Kirai up a little bit.
Pushes Kirai over to here. Throws down a steam marker. Brilliant.
Going to activate Swinecurse. Swinecurse is going to go reckless.
Interesting. So 3 AP here for the Swipe.
Push Zip twice.
How does the push work?
4 inches.
And it's just a 1 AP.
Yeah, and then, because it's 4, he's going to be still within 4.
Yep.
Then he's going to push him again.
So again, shouting someone all the way.
Yes.
And then he's going to walk once.
Yep.
So is that Zip that he's pushing up? Looks like smoke under his.
Yeah,
They don't have regen, do they? 'Cause they're
Huh?
not, they don't have regen because they're not glowy. That's just 1, isn't it?
But now he's going to try to heal himself
Okay.
for 0. Doesn't go off.
Ollie confirming that it is Wong that gives them regen, and you just don't normally have it.
They do have glowy, but the upgrade on 1 gives them models with glowy get additional benefits.
Card.
I think all that the glowy does here is it makes their attacks
Drops marker. Take the leader to 0.
ignore
Oh,
armor,
yeah.
Drop marker.
something like that.
2 cards.
So this is Philip and Nanny activating just to.
Philip and Annie doing what they do.
Yep.
He's going to pick up
Ollie with a
Francois.
nice grasp, hopefully looking for some good cards to summon with potentially.
So we've got a skater picking up Francois. He wants a tome for this.
Goes off, give him fast.
Yeah, so that's the tome trigger, so he gets fast when he drops him off at the end.
Yeah, so you're right in predicting that Lucas playing quite aggressive here in the opening.
Huh?
Do you have anything that blasts?
No.
So this,
Certainly had this bomb thrown at me once or twice before, so this could be nasty.
I think that ideally Ollie would have at least 1 more activation before he gets his summoning engine started.
I'm just trying to instant him.
But he might now, instead of using Kirai, so generally with Kirai you summon off station that are produced by other models in your crew. I think that he might instead try to just go
So he's going to
for,
walk up. Grasping
Yeah.
hands on Francois.
yeah, he's just going to try and slow Francois
-1
down.
defense walk charge.
Okay.
6 against your defense.
Try and stop this assassination
against
of
the
Kirai.
16.
Only because the session also been a lifeline for
Don't have to
Kirai.
damaging.
Simultaneously
no
has been
damage.
her kind of summoning.
So -1 defense.
Walk charge.
Okay, cool.
And then we'll create a zombie.
So this is the grasping hands from Asura,
Yep.
and that
Looks like
zombie's
it's
also acting as a kind of roadblock, somewhat, and can be summoned off.
And with the
Last
Zero
until
mindless
the
zombies
end
are
of
also
Francois'
not
attack.
terrible.
No, that wasn't. That was Skitters.
Yeah. The grasping hands last until
Cool.
the end of Francois'
Zip's gonna go for 1 first AP.
Yep.
He's gonna charge Kirai.
Okay.
Lucas not bothered at all about the grasping hands of
So the grasping hands is on Francois,
yeah.
and
Zip
Zip's
here
now
is
just going straight in on Kirai.
This.
Looking like he's going to go
I'm
for
gonna do
a
drop, grab and drop. from her.
drag and drop.
Yep. The Joker.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Do it again.
Manipulative 12.
The Joker.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sure it's a spot prize in most tournaments, so
Height. Sorry.
someone get that boy a mystery box.
Height 2.
This is what you need to do against how
Yep.
Rezzers at the end of second edition have got such a strong engine that you just need
Do
to
more.
Get straight in there.
you need to try and disrupt them as soon as you can.
First.
Yep.
So depending on how well Ollie survives this and kind of
5.
Weathers the storm as
Yeah.
such, but he's in a tough
No
spot
damage.
straight away.
so Zip's too far away to companion into Francois, which is a kind of a benefit here, I guess, unless he gets the
damage.
trigger to move himself on another attack.
You don't want to stop.
Can you shoot it?
No, just a match. Just
No.
Cool. So that's it, yeah.
Yep.
So that's you good. So I'm going to summon the carrier.
No.
Okay. So I'm going to walk.
Was it fast?
I'm gonna attack you again.
You walked, charged. Oh, you're fast. There we go. Sorry, manipulative.
Yes, I wasn't sure about that one. I was also not sure if Zip walking there, that if he wasn't maybe in engagement ranges with Azura.
12. Sorry, 10.
Yep.
Some other models, but
He might have been in Azamu's.
yeah. Ollie obviously
What's your?
not concerned about it. So.
I'm on 15.
Yours?
So places you first.
So this is trying to drag Kirai into the middle of his crew.
Yeah, well, he's successfully somewhat done. So he's now got Kirai right in front of Francois. Importantly, like you say as well, is Zip's back in companion range
So
for
you're not
Francois
cheating, no?
as well.
No.
I'll cheat with the 10 so that it doesn't work.
Okay.
He's obviously trying to get
quickly if this is.
Yeah. Lucas trying to make sure that he gets the positioning down here because this is very important for sure. Like I know we're still very early turn 1, but he has a possibility here of just removing Kirai and that'll be huge early in this game.
4 damage.
Stone it.
You need to drop this card.
Okay. I'll ditch a card. I'll stone. Prevent it all.
Oh, Red Joker prevention.
And are you gonna summon the Kirai?
I didn't get damaged.
No, you didn't. I will.
It's kind of annoying.
Yes. So I'm gonna activate combine activate Francois.
Yeah.
He's gonna do this card do over.
Yep.
And this one's are fast as well here.
So it's manipulated 12.
Francois is fast from the Skeeter.
I'm gonna attempt to attack. So I got 4 AP now, and I'm
Oh,
engaged
so he's
with
a
you
Malifaux child to speed up.
because
Zip.
I'm fast.
That's
and
what
I'm
the was over there.
Okay. That's a bit I was messing.
So you were
We'll
correct, but
see
it was
if
not
you
against
can
Malifaux.
take her down.
Yes, I was curious. I thought it was a student of conflict very briefly as
Oh, that's
well.
what I
and
mean.
was just like,
Yeah.
it was student of conflict. Yeah.
That's the one with my Malifaux child.
First attack. Sorry, I'm manipulative. Yeah.
Yep.
Passes. Wait. Let me just go. Okay, cool. I can do this. Okay. Attack.
9.
Okay.
So that's a face card from Lucas.
What's your stat?
6, melee 6.
Kirai's defense 6 as well, so it should just be a straight card off. Yeah.
And you're on.
But the attackers do always have the
Go
benefit.
to a 16.
Very true. Yeah, there's a check.
Cool.
10
Hit you with the trigger.
Okay.
So,
Down luck.
4 damage.
Yep. We'll take 4 with the
So I
cards
cheated 1, so I got suffer 1.
for a Kirai.
Okay, so how many did you get?
We took 4.
You took 4, yeah?
So it's like Kirai's about half wounds now.
Yeah.
Right, here's our buddy.
Benevolence.
That's fine.
She pops up.
Next attack.
So Ollie's
19.
playing it very cagely with his soul stones.
Yeah.
6.
And even with his hands.
Reaching down. Is that spirit?
Yep.
Oh, is it Kirai spirit?
So it looks like Lucas has just realised that
Did you do your
the damage will get be panned on here to pass
flip
over,
it?
so
Flip
this
it.
could be tough.
Passes. That's fine.
So
So
can
I'm
I see the Kirai's card? I didn't know it was a spirit.
Yeah. A bit of a spanner in the work here
so, you
for
can, so you can move it
unfortunately.
onto, you can move it to that. Yeah?
Yep.
But if I kill you, then it disappears, yeah?
If you kill
How many wounds you got Kirai got left?
the Kirai.
Kirai.
Kirai, 4.
And Kirio's only got about 3 wins if I remember correctly. It's not many at
Yeah.
all.
It's
But it just
Kirio
keep-
never really stays in for
pops
for
up.
long.
Yeah, you kind of will just keep popping up though. So Lucas is just now realising. As you can see, he was trying to bait.
It's still disrupted. I
So
think.
that's going to
with
go on the
Milan.
Kirai, yeah?
No, definitely. You can see he was trying to bait her
Check
earlier
this
when if the dragon drop and was wanting to leave her behind in his crew, but
This is
very
also
cleverly.
as I just pointed out before because of Zatora.
That's
Whenever,
the game, I suppose. Yeah, I didn't know if the Kirai
Whenever
was-
Ollie has to spend a soul stone, he needs to discard a card
That's
beforehand.
okay.
So this essentially
yeah, I'm gonna
saving
do-
him
So I'm on
The
positive.
soul
Yes,
stone
soul
and
stone
the cards.
I need to kill you with one
this is
hit.
a
Are you doing the trigger?
huge
Yeah, because I want to kill you
Okay.
with 1. So then
resource.
we still have a pop. Yeah, she's gone.
How much damage was that?
6.
Incorporeal. So she takes 3.
She must have 4 wins, if I remember correctly.
I think Lucas is
Did you do the
might
trigger
go on
last
tilt
time?
from here.
Yeah, but I've healed
Oh,
1.
you've dirty cheated. Cool.
Attack? No, manipulative.
Yep.
Ollie, very cool here as well. So,
Attack.
Like I said, if you can survive the initial alpha from these type of crews, then
yeah, you've weathered the worst of the storm.
How many wounds to the left?
4. Oh, Kirai.
No, Kirai.
2.
So 2.
Kirai
Okay.
doesn't go down here, and he's now just pulled his Master right amongst Ollie's crew, who's gone. So that's
Yep.
so
we'll ditch
Kirai
your
has
card.
5 wounds,
Station.
it's a 5.
and now
Is that a
Kirio's
spirit as well?
transformed into a
No, that's
station.
not a spirit, is it?
Yeah.
Why
Lucas-
that station?
Because a non-station died.
Is it non-station?
Luke is kind of getting a lesson in Kirai, I feel,
Yeah.
in this table right now. But
Zip might have the aggression, but
yeah.
it seems like Kirai's got the defensive tech here.
I also learned this tough lesson when I said when I played at Scottish GT. I was playing the Vix, and Blood learned very quickly. It doesn't matter how many times you kill it.
Good attack,
Kirai, it's tough to take down Kirai.
Manipulative touch. Sorry, stone for the mask.
Kind of have to go with the
so
crew, I feel.
7.
With Kirai, it can be a lot easier than just trying to bum rush her. But
So I think Lucas is starting to lose his cool a little bit here.
yeah.
If he manages to not tilt off, he might still be okay.
What are you on?
Decide not to shoot here.
I'm
Yeah.
on 7.
So you succeed.
I succeed anyway.
But this is just going to go
So
off
you've
onto
got
the
to put it on
station.
station.
Yeah. It's Ollie stone for the mask there.
Fine.
Double
That
neck.
could declare trigger.
But maybe with Ollie been having to chain a bunch of cards, discard some cards from some stones, he's maybe not got a huge hand for some something here off the back of it. So, this is resource denial from Lucas.
So the station took damage, which brings out Ikiryu.
Yeah.
Well, you burnt out a lot of cuts.
So I feel that's like Francois.
Yeah, I think that it seems like his activation should be over by now.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you still get it. We'll go with a Kirai and we'll smack Francois.
Okay.
And Ollie still has his spell is there, is there at the back of the
Your defense. Oh, you got squeals.
and I guess
Yeah,
there's a bunch of bio-gremlins.
16.
So I believe he had 3 Gremlins, but I'm not 100% sure. So he has stilts, which means he can pass off the damage from one of these attacks.
Yeah.
But
Really good Francois doesn't leave home without it, but
and Francois is also one of the few Gremlins with a very high willpower. So I believe he was just saying it was 7 there. So this is a lot more action early on than the last game.
yeah, that's right.
I think.
And even though Josh played an aggressive game.
So neg trigger if I kill you, Kirai heals.
Yeah.
But 3 damage.
The real question actually here is there a lot of black blood in amongst Kirai's crew as well? Is there a lot of incidental?
Molly is that, isn't it?
Yeah, with the upgrades, I guess so. Not many of our
90p.
actual models come inherently with black blood, I guess.
Yeah.
Keep it.
So Kirai needs to summon off other models.
13,
Yeah, 13.
19 straight.
Yeah.
Yep, 4 damage.
Stun.
She does have a nasty tag, that's for sure.
Just around.
This is trying. Oh, Francois on 1 wound.
Let's
Just survived.
But Francois does have to cheat if I'm right in saying, so will we be able
Only
to
during his activation.
Ah,
he
sure.
can, so
how many?
he needs to get. He needs to survive the next turn.
2 stones, 1 card.
So 2 stones, 1 card for Ollie here, so
Lucas is also down to 2 stones. Looks like he's got 2 cards.
so both players have gone through their expected resources very quickly this first time.
Activate
Yes,
Trixie, she's
definitely.
gonna go reckless.
So you got
She's gonna
Trixie
walk
go?
here, and she's gonna charge Kirai.
Okay.
We'll see if that's
Lucas been able to fit Trixie in through a walk and a
Just
charge.
about. Yep. I don't know whether mathematically he could fit around that model there, but
Yeah, Ollie seems okay.
Ollie's okay with it.
So as long as I guess Ollie's happy with it. Maybe Ollie has 2 stones actually. I want to look at it.
Ollie's got 2 stones,
Yes,
1
he does
card.
have 2 stones. Yeah, I thought he only had 1. So
Oh, you didn't activate it. yet.
manipulative is
Done Kirai.
Wait a
Really-
second. In this
really
case,
kicking his
I'm
ass.
gonna do.
he decided not to charge now.
Gonna walk 1.
I don't think he's got the cards to pass manipulative
Yeah,
tests.
he'd be kind of relying on the old part of the cards, I believe.
Trixie's attack isn't great, but he probably has a card in there. There's one of her triggers lets a friendly model make a melee attack, which zips, grab, and drop can be used for that.
Yeah, true. Then Kirai away from her friendly spirits could be massive. Although I feel that a lot of Lukas' early firepower has kind of been
You could definitely see when
I'll
the
pink
blood
Sura,
kind of went out of the sight.
with Trixie.
yeah.
Okay, the push away one.
Yeah.
Okay. Defense or willpower?
Willpower.
6.
I just have to see a load of action going on in the factory.
Goes off.
So pushes directly away.
Yeah. So Vendetta.
Okay. Yep. You get a point.
So Vendetta from Trixie against Asura.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think he's possibly just going for the 2-point score here. One
So
for the
full
attack and then
straight
one for killing her. I don't
And I'm
think.
gonna attempt to shoot into combat. I'm gonna target
necessarily Trixie.
what's her face?
Kirai?
Kirai.
Kirai.
Yeah.
Or a Kirio.
Kirai.
Okay. So randomising between all of them.
Yeah.
So is it?
So this is like is that a
We'll
shot
just go
from
this way.
Trixie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has
Oh,
her
zip
little
is there as
type
well.
of gun
Oh.
upgrade.
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting. So we've got a lot of randomising going on here, so
I think
we'll be close to the bottom
with
of the
the
deck
being
for
at risk, he's
No, it's fine. I'm gonna just
deciding not to.
drop a spin marker. Go.
a little bit of hesitation.
Yeah.
No, just playing a skin scheme marker. Okay.
He went for a very sure plan right from the go, very quick and very sure of his movements. And I feel now with the Kirai not dead, it's kind of made him rethink of a plan B, and had to think into turn 2.
So that scheme marker could be
it's
for
always gonna charge
dig
zip.
graves, which Zip is very good at.
Yeah.
Being able to move the models where you want them to be before you kill them.
Here comes the big man. Here comes the
I
Zami.
don't think you can go past that door. Like
Yeah, we're stood in the door.
yeah.
So it's how do we place it?
Cool.
The annoying things of
Like that.
miniature gaming here.
Yes. Can't quite just phase through, but
So it's melee 6
there?
against defense.
So is this charging
Gonna
into
use
Zip?
Stone
Or?
Form us.
Yes,
looking
definitely.
likely, yeah. So he'll be trying to get out of there.
15.
I'm gonna cheat that.
Is that the trigger to go away?
No, because I paid mask, so it is annoying.
Okay. So 15 against.
Yeah.
What? What are you on?
Look, it's not.
I'm on 12.
So negative straight. 3 damage.
Take it.
So this is one of the things I think you have to do against Zip, is just get your damage in where you can. He's super evasive, moves around a lot.
No,
but,
I'm replacing him.
It's like.
yeah.
I have to.
I'm gonna be engaged with.
So he is taking a trigger for Zip to get out of there. He's not on the fight the old dead samurai did. Don't blame him. So second AP for Zami's just wasted.
So one of the things that's interesting there is that with Vendetta from Trixie against Asura, he was willing to throw that away with the charge on Kirai, because she would have made her first attack against a different model.
Who got left? Just Lampard.
Zombie, Lampard, Kirai.
One of the reasons for kind of taking
Station.
back that move was he realised that the VP was a bit more important than trying to maybe get some chip damage into
Mainly being
Kirai or effectively not going into Kirai.
So
But this could
Go with
also
the
be
Lampard.
guarded treasure, you know, he's got 2 scheme markers.
he's got 2 scheme
Try and
markers.
push.
It's either going to be
One's
that or
Trixie, one's Bio, but Bio can't score for guarded treasure. I think.
no, it's enforcers or above.
Your turn.
It could also be Search the Ruins. I mean, it's early for that, but
True. Yeah, but you know, some good early planning to get these. I guess what some people would see as throwaway activations and actually doing something meaningful and working towards.
plenty of scheme markers.
Yeah, we'll
around.
keep Ollie guessing. So this could be some good bluffs. These mindless zombies.
Mindless, yeah.
Obviously, always slow regardless. So he'll be
I'm done with you.
making his long way.
Okay, so that's Zip's crew activated out.
Yep.
Fails.
So and Ollie's still got some important activations to go. He's still got Kirai.
He definitely get. His resources are much lower for summoning.
Kirai is going to go.
He's still got being held onto that one card though. You know?
We're going to summon a Goiru off Ikirio.
So is this what we've been holding on to? Yeah, there we go.
Drop a scheme marker because we've summoned off a monster.
So there's a Goru that's getting summoned, and these
I
guys.
think they're summoning a Gorilla, yeah.
Yeah, these guys can be nasty. So
Drop that there.
with a trigger place escape marker as well.
So this could be, set up for Dickler Grace potentially.
Let's slow half wheels. What do I do now?
No, well, you finish the turn. So.
We'll try and disengage.
And our big spooky friend's gone again to reappear at some point again to come aid
So Kirai's
Kirai.
trying to get away from all the models engaging
I'm
her.
going to attack your height.
Okay.
So that's
8.
Yeah.
What are you on?
No, yeah, I'm on 8 as well.
Okay, yes. Third one. And try and disengage again.
Ollie's playing off the top of the deck trying to disengage from 2 models, so
So
it's not really likely.
Goiru's going to go. He's going to charge your Francois for 1 AP, because you've got adversary.
Yep.
Francois obviously on 1 win left as well, but
Melee
Lucas
6.
does have stones.
Against defense.
And importantly, he's got a card in hand as well, so he
Yeah.
actually does have the ability to manipulate those.
And I don't think he used his stilts.
I believe, I think there's two upgrades still on Francois there.
Oh. And we'll do our 0 on you.
Okay.
5 against willpower.
Looks like Francois managed to weather that storm.
1/1/2 damage. 17.
1/2 damage, yeah?
Yep.
Cool, go first.
What you want? 9.
yeah.
So straight. 2.
Fine, I'm just on it.
Using the stone for a 1/1/2 damage.
Yeah.
So he said, like, so it's going to be an important initiative for us.
Conversation with Kirai.
And
That station
importantly,
is
Lucas
gonna
out stones
sacrifice
as well.
itself to heal Kirai. So it flips it.
That's him.
Oh, so Ollie's made a mistake.
Moves at 6. Goes off. Heals 1, 2, 2. Heals 2.
Okay, there we go.
So how much you got left?
She's got 6 left now.
So he's healed up 2 wounds on Kirai, so she's a little
Don't
bit
think
more.
it's going to be enough. But we've got to try.
Very gentleman of Lucas to allow him to do that flip though at the
but
end
it's
to
gonna
heal
make those
Kirai.
game
Yeah.
messy, so.
You could have very easily been like, sorry mate, you flipped some cards with the Goro, you've
Not killing
gone past this
Francois.
activation, but
Well,
good sportsmanship on
yeah,
his part.
he will die, so.
He will die soon, but he's now got the chance to take stuff out of him again.
So this is a super important initiative. Look.
So that was the end of turn 1. We had Iron Skater drop off Francois, we had Zip go in there, grab Kirai,
Pull her in.
pull her right back into the middle of the
summoned
board.
Summon
the
the
Gorio.
Akirio.
Summon 2 Akirio, a Session, a Gorio. Azamu joined the fray.
Azamu ran in, took a chunk out of it.
So actually importantly here as well,
1
Lucas is
nil to
actually
you.
up. Yep, 1-0 to Lucas.
Yes.
The Vendetta, so
Yep.
Lucas currently in the lead.
But with Francois on the single wound, the Skeeter's been fairly fragile. I think he's
Go
got
your
6 wounds
spirit as
total.
well. And what's the engagement range?
I
of
think
it?
it's going to be
2 inches.
And what's
Turn
the
2 is
Kirai
gonna be
defensive,
yeah. If you can't
Oh
clear out the
shit, you
models
shouldn't have
first,
your hand, because every time you're stoning for things, you should be discarding
Oh,
cards.
shit. Sorry, man.
I believe
That's
he
the
did do
whole-
this
that's the
once.
whole shtick
I think
of
there was
the game.
one that he missed.
Yeah, I think there was one, you're right. Well, it was important because he did hold on to that one.
It's only
It's a 13, right? At the end 12 to goes, so to summon that Gorio, so
Try and remember it. This one.
good.
It is one of those frustrating things about
You're stoning now?
rules that are
Right.
negative for your opponent that you need to remember. It's not necessarily on your opponent to remember it, but it does feel bad
Right.
when
Before I'm going to do anything,
they
this
might
is
not
really
have forgotten it
important thing.
themselves.
Yep.
Is there a place
So Lucas got initiative.
now
Very interesting.
that I can
So he's looking to maybe take Kirai somewhere that he can't summon back.
can do that?
Possibly.
Gorio.
So if I summon my terrain, essentially what I want to do is I want to place. Oh no, I can do this. Okay. So if I place Kirai,
Yeah.
if I place Kirai here, you won't be able to summon the Kirai. Is that correct?
It's got to be in base contact with you,
Yes. So
Yeah.
it won't happen.
or it could come in on like deployment. The standard can't place summon
Yeah,
models.
but it's not worth it for you. Is it? Okay. I'm gonna cheat. You're done.
Okay.
I'm gonna go initiative. You can stone if you want to. Okay. I'm gonna go zip.
Yep.
Oh, no, so he hadn't won initiative. He was like,
He was but can shoot with Trixie, isn't it?
He's gonna attempt to attack Kirai.
Yep.
Deciding that it was beneficial to do so.
so Ollie answered him correctly there, but
5.
I
No.
Lucas needs to do this positioning
You
correctly now.
go on cheat.
Or to deny Gorio.
Yeah, because Lucas asked if I put you in the corner, is that the correct way to is that correct way to do it? And he said,
So what I'll do
I
is
summon
I'm gonna
off
place
you.
you here.
So yes, he wants Zip to be in the corner.
That means Kira cannot come in to kill Francois. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will Damage. Double neck.
Yep.
Actually, can I cheat to 1 neck? What's you on?
5.
Oh no, I'm on neck. I'm
Single
on
neck.
neck.
Yeah.
So interested to see if Lucas will remember that
I
he
want
does
the
use a
4
stone
damage.
here to negate to.
Plus
So
card.
with a card, yeah.
Oh,
Yep,
yep,
so
there we go.
remember
Yep, so remembering the star.
It's 3.
Give me a second. Is that what's the distance of
2 inches to
So
pass on.
it's
to-
perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Kirai
what
takes
did you
1
stone?
now.
Yep.
What did you stone?
I prevented 3.
Okay, cool. So 1, yeah.
Yep.
Next one.
5 wins left.
Yeah.
14.
And
Cool.
Koyu
I'm
not
gonna
getting
cheat
summoned here.
that.
Okay.
So
So I think they have established that she wouldn't be able to fit, or Ollie's not
Two
even
damage.
elected to try.
cool.
Wouldn't be able to
Next one.
fit engaging any of the models that are relevant here.
Manipulative fails. Did you do manipulative for the others?
Yeah, that would be 12. So well, no. So then in this case, I
But
would
that's
have to
fine,
cheat.
it's too late.
Yeah, but no,
So it looks
that
like Ollie's
wouldn't be
just
fine because
remembering
that would be then to
manipulative as
hit.
I
well.
think there was a bit
Kirai.
of stuff missed.
Yeah.
So it'd be the same because I would cheat 7. That would be to hit.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Well, no, that's fine. No, that's fine. So I would cheat that, and then that's gonna be to hit.
What?
So I cheat manipulative, yeah, and then next one will be 12 to hit.
Yes.
When did you flip the 12?
Just now, just one before. That was the manipulative.
I think
Manip-
Ollie's
That was the
there
damage
just to
one.
say just to ignore it and
Yeah,
continue.
I lost track of that.
Anyway, that's fine. Yeah,
Can we just keep it where it was?
yeah that's fine. Okay, yeah.
It's
Don't
the better
worry
way to
about
do
that.
it.
That's
Yes.
fine.
Fair play to Lucas to try and fix it.
14.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm
Think
gonna
right, so it just
combine
keeps things a bit
activate
simpler. We'll
transfer.
just continue from where they are.
If a mistake's been made, sometimes it's better not to try and unwind.
Kirai.
Manipulative?
Yeah. Passes.
Yep.
So remember this time.
Yeah.
16, 15.
Again.
Manipulative.
Passes. Okay. Fucking hell.
11. No. Yep.
Ollie's been very cool as well so far, but even then,
11 to 10. You'll cheat first.
Oh, so his hand must be bad because he's not
yeah,
cheating all the time.
yeah, he's got a bunch of cards as well, so
Yeah.
yeah, it must be pretty tough for Lucas here.
So far
Ollie
this game,
survives.
Gonna go with my
flurry
Goru.
onto Kirai.
so we had
Gonna smack.
an alpha which didn't work,
6
a
against
retaliation
defense.
which didn't remove anything,
Yeah.
and then
16.
second
Yeah, this is a plan B, and it's an effect, but it's
yeah.
not been effective.
Neck.
Yeah.
Weak. 2.
Cool.
Kills him.
Yeah.
Dig.
So yep, dig the
So there
glaives.
we go. That's one of the points for Ollie.
And
Second AP.
So I never remember. Is dig one of the ones that you
We're
can
going to
score
start by
multiple per
using our
turn?
0 on zip.
It's only one per turn, isn't it?
I believe so.
This is the 1-1-2.
Yeah.
Triggered for adversary
Yeah.
if I get a pro.
Again, the room with ME3 in their minds.
Fails. And then we'll fly to there. And Francois dead.
Francois down. It's a
Yeah.
big piece gone for Lucas.
What was the first thing that was killed this turn then?
Did you just get a shit hand then?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Ollie confirming there that his
I'm
hand
gonna
sucks,
activate
unfortunately.
Iron Skater.
That was Francois go down to the goal.
Kirai doesn't have a melee, so you can walk
Yeah.
away from him.
He's gonna do this. He's gonna try to do hop aboard
Okay.
on
Oh, okay, so Skater grabbing Trixie.
Trixie.
Yeah. Trying to take her to safety.
Doesn't go off.
So although it's been fairly, like a little bit of a flurry, I think with
Mistake there.
how everything's happened,
Oh, I forgot to.
I think that Ollie's got this. It's right
Here, I'm
around.
gonna try to flip marker.
It looks like Ollie's just realised as well for Zura that he's forgetting to.
What does that
Oh,
mark?
place the
I
contamination
need to-
markers. Yeah.
I can put like a blocking.
I think with how intense that last game was, the last round.
Last turn,
Yeah.
Certainly with the initiative as well, like it was big initiative.
Yeah,
as we
there was a
saw.
lot of things to be
Just
keeping
going
track of. There was lots of little things that players were making little mistakes on.
So if Lucas managed to, take out Kirai there, we're looking at certainly a different game.
Yes.
Good.
So Ollie
So it's
probably wants to
blocking-
get
is it
some.
just blocking?
Yeah, it's blocking.
So is the venting steam here? Is it?
So that's the marker that they can make. It's just a
Well,
blocking marker.
Trying to block Zami in that doorway. Keep him away. So Ollie down to a couple of cards in hand as well, but still has the Filipinani.
I think he still kept both his stones as well, didn't he? Or did he? No, he
used one earlier to prevent 3 damage actually.
Oh yeah, he did.
Took the flames off.
Is there a spirit as well?
Yeah.
For Kirai, so 1 stone,
Block his
about 3 cards in hand it looks like, maybe 4, I think 3,
It's
but
just
you know, again, Filipinani
so you
will
can't move until
allow him to reset back up to 5 if he chooses to spend that
With the
turn
same
doing so.
basics. I'm smaller, yeah.
But blocking isn't impossible.
Huh?
Is it blocking?
You
Is
could
it
have, yeah, you
impossible?
could have walked through.
Can I see the?
Yeah.
Players just making sure they get the wording correct on this as well.
So
It's,
I guess because they're quite different.
So I know that zipped clouds for sure are ones that can't be walked through because Zip does like to
hide in the corner.
Blocking terrain.
Yeah. So blocking doesn't stop me going through it.
How come?
Because that's impossible. Blocking is just you can't see through it.
Yeah. So these clouds from the skeeters are just smoke clouds that you can walk through.
Unfortunately, not being able to track his armies,
Yeah.
maybe as he quite
That'd be
would
a big-
like.
That'd be a big game now, being able to stop his army from walking through.
Yeah, so he's going to have to deal with the big man himself at some point. I'll tell you one thing, Joe, it's been a really enjoyable game so far. We're only all of
Doxy.
about half an hour into it. It's our turn 2 and it's been quite the affair, but both players played really well.
Yeah.
Even with the small mistakes either side, it's
There's
still
a few
been-
little things, but there's so
player
many
error
things
is
to keep
always
track
going
of.
to be.
So.
Malifaux has definitely got a lot to. So this looks like Dead Doxy, is it?
I think this is the Doxy. Yeah.
Taking the lead.
Trying to get Asura back into the game.
Yeah.
Oh, towards his army. Oh, nice.
Wait a second. Let's go. Oh, fuck, I can't.
And then we'll walk up.
Unfortunately,
May I
Lucas
borrow
was
your
maybe a
carrier for a second?
Yeah, of course.
bit late there and realising what could potentially happen.
I think he's trying to block line of sight with the
the
cloud so that the auras don't work at least.
So of course,
Oh, he was. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna go Trixie.
Sammy has a spirit as well, so it helps for Kirai to summon potentially off of. If that's,
A very sturdy spirit as well.
Yes, that's for sure.
Sorry,
Good chunk of wins to work through.
I very much learned that a lot of Kirai stuff is about placement.
Trixie's gonna go. Yeah. So Kira can come in like this.
Yep.
Ollie very astutely.
I'm gonna try to smack.
So was it the Scottish GT 2 years ago you played Ollie?
Yeah. And I can only imagine he's just smashed their fine. Even then, he was played a fantastic game, really well
Did you go
rehearsed. He
right?
knows this.
Yeah. Okay.
He knows this master in and out. So
You take him.
proven to be here today at Masters,
Definitely.
doing well. So
I mean, this is at least the second year in a row he's been here.
yeah, just quietly confident fellow, but real gentleman's
I'm
play.
going to Trixie back on foot.
No, it's fine. That's how I want her. Because she moved
Okay.
5 feet. Yeah. I just adjusted her to keep up because she automatically dropped skin markers. So. Right.
Yeah, so that's Trixie being able to just hoover up and re-drop scheme markers at the end
Drop a
of
scheme marker.
So we know that there's a vendetta, which I think Lucas is going to struggle to score another point from that. Yeah, so she's now just going hiding.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's got his 1 point. I don't think he's going to get another.
Trixie, I don't think was ever going to finish off as a rotten there, but like you're saying, could potentially maybe get her off the board to score the second point.
And with Francois taken out, and I don't know where Zip is.
Zip is currently where the Goryo is, just behind the building a bit. You can't see him behind the wall, but he's there hanging out.
He's
doing
inside
Zip
the
things.
building, surrounded by ghosts.
Yeah, so he's tripping out right now, but he can escape. He doesn't have the stones for his defense,
No.
but he could have it in hand. So
Yeah, that might. Lucas has been saying he's got a bad hand, but if it's a handful of masks, then that's all he needs.
Just about. Because that's incorporeal.
Yep. But I don't think you'd be charging for a wall, won't you?
No, it's incorporeal. So I'll walk once, charge.
Oh, right, sure. Yeah, that works.
So, of course, we've got the swine curse coming in as well. The onslaught.
12.
Goro being incorporeal, what they're confirming, so it's just
Yeah,
ran
charging
straight
through
through the Goro to Kirai.
Oh my
It's
god.
one of my favourite interactions.
Next one.
I like in first edition you could see through incorporeal models as well, and being able to charge directly through them was great.
Sorry, it's huge right now. It looks like swine curse has failed both its molecular tests on Kirai. So, unfortunate for Lucas, it looks like he's got a bad hand and the deck's just not helping him out.
No,
So the manipulative has been definitely a saviour for Kirai here.
As much as he managed to get through all his Zips attacks, unfortunately, the odds have came back in Ollie's favour.
Shouldn't have confidence going to make this Gremlin fast go.
Okay.
Swine Curse is completely fluffing there. It's tough for Lukas, you know, he's in a real tough spot. Ollie's going to be quite happy how this turn has panned out for him so far.
Zombie is going to grasp his hands on your Iron Skeeter.
Oh, it's a bit hunkered down.
1 minute, I'm probably not in range. No, I'm not. Okay, Zombie's going to walk up.
Okay.
Mindless Zombie making its way.
So they need to. The Necropunk can reach the kind of topmost stash
markers, yeah. Obviously got these.
and everyone's clumps around the bottom one.
It's interesting if he's still got Zami's not being, Kirai's not being.
Yes, and
Is that Lampad at the bottom there again?
Did you attack in
I
defense?
thought that was a second
with the
Boreal, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be a Lampad.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it could be the Lampad model.
He will go defensive.
Falcon and Nani's still got to go, and you know.
One of the Gremlins in the top corner was just made fast by the student complex,
Okay.
so it does have the distance to reach the other marker as well.
Going to go with his arm.
And bear in mind, bar Vendetta for Lukas and Dick Graves for Ollie, both players both have their second schemes still unrevealed.
Yes.
So
Cool.
both potentially working towards them at the
Another
simultaneous.
6.
Yep.
It's defense. I haven't popped a Kirai out. It's used.
No, because I didn't give you a chance.
So 6. 8.
More. 8 as well. You want to cheat?
You cheat first.
I'm going to cheat with that. 9.
So Ollie's sad that he's not got a Kirio, but that's because Lukas hasn't hit Kirai yet.
Yeah. Well, it's managed to successfully hit her once,
Yeah.
but couldn't
Couldn't
play
play
them.
Far right.
So it'd be probably first things
I'm
first.
sure I
trying to get
cheated some
Kirai
stuff,
out there.
didn't I? I should fucking heal some. What did I cheat? I cheated twice manipulative and 113 for attack.
I can't remember at this point.
What was the check? Zip was first. So this,
I mean,
this was
let's
initiative. No, it's
just
fine.
call it 3.
No. This was cheat, 10 of mask, remember, because that allowed me to move.
I really don't remember it at this point.
Yeah, okay.
Just call it 3 and just take them off.
Sorry, I should.
Yeah,
I think this is
just
dirty
probably
cheese that
wouldn't
he's
have hit
trying.
Trying to get Lucas to do.
Why?
Probably hit the Skeeter instead, because
Shouldn't be
you would have had no wounds.
I
discard
Okay.
pile.
In this edition, does it matter what the order of the cards are?
Replace.
Sure.
I mean,
still hit
technically you're not supposed to look through your discard pile, but
Well, no, because it
I know
changes
it's like
what I
a-
would have done.
But unfortunately, if he's because he's gone through his deck a couple of times, he's
but
point out
his
what
army
he's
would have
recently
attacked
flipped,
the Skeeter
etc.
rather than
That moving them on top of that.
Because
burn
it
back
would
and
have
forth.
had any damage.
Trying to figure out what both
So I
the
might
players
as well have
discussed
just
here.
killed the Skeeter.
yeah. So this is one of the reasons why I don't like these kind of take
see
backs for
that-
things that are promised.
Okay.
It's fine, just keep. But can we stop with this?
That's fine, yeah, that's fine.
Retconning.
Okay, it's good.
You have to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah.
But it just makes it feel bad if you lose after all these little things.
Yeah.
But
So Zip's now going to be out uncontested on the guard to
So
stash
we can
marker
see
here.
Yeah, it's open window.
well, there's a Lampard right next to him.
Okay, you were just saying you didn't want to go for it.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I have seen the boards, but I think they're also where Zami is, where you have this like little shed area on the left hand side of him. I think there's actually like the walls kind of destroyed there as well, so I think there is a line of sight for Zami.
Beautiful.
And I think they said that
If
all
I
models can
cheat,
kind of
I
get through,
draw a card.
regardless base size for
2, 6,
doors and
the
windows and all this kind of shit. So
I'll just take the 5.
Yep, he's just alive. And you, I believe you got one
In
more
fact,
melee,
how many? Sorry, he's got. We'll cheat it down to 4 damage and draw a card. Hit you again.
So it looks like he's laying into the Iron Skater right now. I don't know if he's got a scheme marker down for, but has he already scored Digger Graves this turn?
13.
Or was that
Yeah.
last turn? I can't remember actually.
So Ollie scored Diggler Graves at the
this
start of the
turn,
turn.
this turn,
So
yeah,
Kirai
no,
does
right,
good
because
burning too.
Lucas
still
was
only on
1-0
turn
up on turn 1, yeah.
2 inches of
So
the thing.
just checking one of the rules
Everything or
out.
just
Everything.
For the swine guard.
So it's
No, okay.
Kirai,
Yeah.
Doiru,
Yeah.
this dude, and this army.
So Ollie's still got a lot of models
Yeah.
to go.
Unless that's something being put out on them all
So
from the skater dying.
Your turn.
burning, I believe is the
Yeah, when
initial
it
was.
dies, it explodes burning onto everybody.
Faced by Gremlin.
you know, the Goryo's already got some wins on it before when it got summoned in, because it's only half win. Kirai herself has obviously been taking a bit of damage, so you know this burning could mount up again.
Let me just check this.
Annoyance for sure for Ollie.
Yeah, so Lukas did lose to George in the last round.
Okay, cool.
Got that confirmed now.
Yeah, so what was the score between those guys?
What do you have?
That was 1 point.
1 point, yeah. So it's
like
been very close games, yeah.
Necropunk's
It's kind of what you expect at Masters, is to have a lot of close games, unless something goes disastrously wrong with the cards.
Yeah, true. So both players working towards the stash markers right now, trying to get their strategy points in. Makes sense. And that's a Necropunk for Ollie. Schooner. We've got a Lampad on the left hand side, it looks like.
We believe it's a Lampad.
Suspected Lampad on the left hand side, making its way.
Some sort of ghost.
Yeah, we probably a spirit of some sort. Anyway,
It's just like a 40mm base, doesn't it? Which is what Lampads are on, so. Is that the Take Your Graves range for that scheme marker?
This background is going to go. We'll do a triple walk. Okay. Just going to drop a scheme marker.
Oh no, replacing.
so I'm not sure if this is the charge
Triple walk
stretch.
replaces scheme marker?
This one got 2 left because you went.
Oh, he went Drunken Reckless.
And was made fast by the student.
Yeah, he made fast by the street, I knew that. Well, I thought he was doing that to avoid the triple, the Drunken Reckless. That is a Lampad.
Push to
Cool, yes.
Gonna take a swing on you. So
Definitely been one of the most seen models from the most recent book, actually. Lampad's been super popular.
The Joker, my 2 card.
So, yeah,
4 inches away, yeah.
it's a squeal used for the Gremlin. Lampard.
We'll shoot him.
Not been able to do anything. Red Joker, some luck for Lukas, I guess, finally on the card front. He's had a tough time of it so far.
Did you not charge? Oh no, you just pushed
No,
it.
I pushed. 17.
Buy 2 card.
What do you want?
I'm on 8.
Bio 2 card always been a very strong ability for Bio Gremlins, I know.
4 blast.
It just takes it up.
Burning 1.
Yeah.
What kills him anyway?
Yeah, but we'll. Sorry, don't take him off yet.
Severe was that? He's red.
Wants to see whether the blast can.
I think I can get all 3 of these.
Can you blast through the buildings?
Line of sight, does it
I
not?
don't know why
the
not.
attacking
We haven't called them in close.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Or is it instant line of sight to the model which you
What you're
exploding?
exploding.
Yeah, it's fine.
So 3 damage and 1 burning. 2.
Yeah, so blasting through.
3 damage on 1 burning 2.
This one,
Yeah.
Trixie, and Zip.
Wow,
Three damage.
Yeah, and 1 burning.
the squeal seemed good at first, but really came back on
I mean, you can't choose the direction with the Bio Gremlins.
yeah, because they just go directly away from their target, isn't it?
Oh, they're going around the table?
Yeah. It's gone for a Gremlin perspective. Tough turn for Lukas.
Yes.
Do I have anything else? Oh, I've got Kirai. That's kind of important.
Says himself. I don't know if he's gone with Philip and Annie as well, to be honest.
Yeah, Philip and Annie doesn't seem to have done anything.
Yeah, I don't think he's drawn cards. He's not moved it, certainly.
At the very least, Philip and Annie could just place this game out and remove it himself.
Run away again.
True. Yeah. Could have made its way towards one of the
That's no good choices. I'm going to try and summon a station.
Philip and Annie's got chatty as well, you know, if you wanted to try and deny.
Hell yeah, I summon a station.
So, yeah, Super Stations just came in by Red Jokers. I know that from playing Hamelin that you're. You know, it's more like if you're trying to throw rats at rats, that you're guaranteed your Red Joker
Try and
knows.
summon a drowned off the
I
Super
think Kirai's
rats.
in the last 2 wounds.
Yeah.
She's on 2 wounds, yeah?
3 wounds, but burning 2. So she's going to go down to 1.
I thought she's on 2.
No.
Yeah, she should be.
Like, I don't think so. Like, I haven't had a
Confusion between the players. Yeah, as far as I've been aware of,
She got hit
I think
severe
this tournament's been D.
moderate for Zip and you stunned on you 1.
How you doing, Sinky? Nice to
That
see you
should
join the
be
chat.
3 wounds.
No, so
You healed 2, didn't you?
this
I
is
healed you.
Ollie remembering
Yeah.
backwards.
I stoned 3 at one point this
That
turn.
was last turn.
That was
This was this turn,
that was
yeah.
for 1 stone I've used.
That was the one attack that actually hit.
That's fine.
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Yeah, all these quite this one.
Because before I attacked you for last time, I did ask how much wounds she did have. He said 2. Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. We need to go to the next turn anyway.
I'm gonna summon a drowned, sacrificing this guy.
Yep.
I was going to say, Ollie's a big fan of these drowned dice.
He does.
A couple of them played.
I need to flip.
So that's thrown away the Goryo.
Yeah. It's kind of going for a bit of ruggeds. You know,
places
for, I
down
think had about 3 wins
so
left, but it had the burning on it as well from
It
when
did, yeah, so
the
it could have died at the end of the
so,
turn from that.
so, you know, just trade it in.
Place it on the side of Kirai. Drowned will go. Drowned will take a swing on the rampagey dude.
Drown can be very scary as well.
Swankers,
So.
Melee 5 against defense.
Yeah.
14.
Is that only one attack, yeah?
Yeah.
Is there anything that can be summoned that can ignore the defensive trigger of set?
Fails.
Can Kirai summon any of the sharks at all?
I don't think so.
So I get
So
struck?
it's just spirits, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
And I go stroke, right?
Don't think so. No. He's dead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because
Burning. So Azamu takes 1 for burning.
So it's
Burning
now gone
doesn't ignore
up
armor.
to 2-1-2.
no.
2-1-2.
Because you're taking all of it. So. Well, everything's good now. Depends on
at the end of this turn? Yeah.
Yeah, he scored.
One for strategy, one for Diglett Graves. Yeah. And so they both have a scheme each unrevealed. Lucas has got a bunch of scheme markers around. They could be potential Diglett Graves scheme markers.
2-1.
It could be Search the Ruins.
Such runes, guarded treasure just gone wrong, baby. But
Yeah.
Ollie's been a wee bit more.
Ollie could have guarded treasure as well because he's got the
Flip
Oreo
would
off the side of the
Yeah.
lamp panel.
Especially
off the
this
side.
blast with the things though, because that denied me one.
Lucas is realised that the blast was pretty,
Now I left.
pretty sore.
We played so fast, to be honest. So, which kind of, I think I need to. No. I need to slow down because I'm making lots of mistakes and it annoys Ollie. So, which is my fault. But I just wanted to, this was me being recorded, so I wanted to play faster. But obviously,
He certainly doesn't need to play fast. We're not we're not impressed by fast gamers. Don't worry, Lucas. We're like cool, calm, and collected and accurate.
Yeah.
I think the game. This is only turn 3. They're not playing
fast-paced.
particularly fast.
No, it's fast
So there's
paced.
a lot going on. But
Yeah, exactly.
I think like keep the moment stuff as well. Ollie obviously threat of losing his master.
Yep.
Lucas really want to take her down, kind of thing. You can kind of get tunnel vision in this.
Well, everything's good. It depends on this.
Yes, for sure, we agree.
yeah, completely green.
Yours.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with Zip. It's no other
Really?
choice.
So,
Kirai.
I don't think Ollie's had an initiative yet.
Manipulated,
It's gone to turn 3, so
That's it.
Zip trying to
grab
find
the
the
double
Trixie
shot.
does do that though.
So there is no.
True,
place
yeah,
for
yeah,
it,
yeah.
is it?
Next is
So
it.
when you see a doppelganger
Yeah,
on the
not
board, you
if
kind of
I'm-
always know
I'll
you're in
place
there
it first.
second,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Could I think I can sit in that door? Or
No,
that
because
side?
you
Telegram.
need to be face to face, do you?
Yeah, but like I stuck his army through the door.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Unless I'll move.
You've already
Just
made
try to
it.
figure out if they can place.
I think he's still
But yeah,
Stuck on
by
trying
all
to kill
means,
Kirai?
we've got plenty of time, so we can spend a load of time trying to do some placement.
at this point. I
Shall we do the?
Would you just give up when they
don't
try
know.
to take out?
So,
I think
assassinate
she's only
Kirai?
on a single wound.
She's on
5.
3 wounds.
Did she get healed?
Oh
by
no,
the
she's
station?
burning though.
The burning took her down to a wound.
You're
I
right.
think.
Yeah, no, you're right. She will be on 1.
Well, you can fail your movements and try it.
I don't know.
It is hard when they're all kind of stuck behind the building, unfortunately.
We're supposed to be here trying to make it easier for people to watch.
Yeah, no, there's maybe a station.
Straight.
Yep.
No, even pause. So you're on 7, I'm on 15.
I'm on 6.
Straight.
6 to 15 straight.
Okay.
Same.
That works for me. This is no defensive trigger.
And I'm assuming there's no other spirits nearby for Kirai to pass this.
Well, she can be placed by Zip first.
True, yeah, the placement then.
No, you can't put me in the basement. No.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can. We'll have a crack first.
No. Because you just moved
Yeah,
the model.
I did. It's whether I can.
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm showing things.
So
Someone
straight,
plays
yeah?
green before they place
yeah.
anything.
Yeah. It's good practice.
5.
Cool. We'll ditch a card for a Curio anyway. And drop it in my deployment zone.
So that's Kirai gone. I think.
Just look at that.
No, that's someone else did.
Yeah, it looks like it was.
So how many wounds is this?
No, Kirai.
That's correct. Okay.
He's on 3 wounds, yeah.
So we finally get to the happen. 2 turns maybe later than he was wanting it.
You heal for cheating.
I think with the way that Lucas's crew is designed now, I don't know whether he can catch up with the score, but we can see.
So I'm going to swing first.
Did he activate his armor last? Oh, he did. He took a chunk out of something, definitely. Yeah. He cheated down his damage to draw a card with that.
Yeah, but I think it might be game for you, to be honest.
I hope so.
Oh, sorry, this disappears at the end of the turn.
Okay. Happy that's where I was?
Yeah, yeah.
Marker left by this.
Yes.
Iron Skater's gone as well.
Well, I don't have any other choice than charge.
Is the zip finishing activation?
Okay.
I'm still not entirely sure if Ollie had used Philip and Anani over
I
turn
don't
2.
think he used it at all last
He
turn.
might have forgotten Philip and Anani last turn. Could come back as being a
Does he have any zeros?
bit of a problem. But
No.
so, not entirely sure who's getting charged behind the wall, but someone certainly
His armor's been
has.
charged by Zip.
Zami being the next biggest threat, I presume,
Yep.
for.
And Zip can also ignore most of the defences on his armor.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, first attack.
This droppy thing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly Zip's favourite attack, so.
The dropping thing.
The droppy thing.
15 also.
You're 6.
I am a fan of his other attack, you just never see people use it. The Zip Zapper.
Yeah.
Being able to turn off zeros,
I'm
being able to
15.
turn
You're
off
16.
-2 move as well, I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, walk is initially, I guess.
You keep underselling your cards.
So it's like Zamu's going somewhere as well.
So that's 8 wounds left, yeah?
See kind of what Lucas is
Right,
left
okay,
with.
cool.
I think
I'm gonna
Trixie,
just place
Student,
you
3
still within
Bayous,
2.
and the swing
Damage,
cars. So he's still
medic.
got quite a bit of crew there.
Yeah.
4 damage.
Armor. So
He's only got 2 bios. One of them died.
Next one.
True, yes, one did die, right.
So you seem pen.
And
Looks
also,
like him,
Ollie
Azura
forgot his
maybe.
contamination
Yeah, I
marker
was
again.
literally about to say the same thing, yeah.
And now I'm going to place you.
So as much
So
as
we
Lucas
said
can
that's
complain
not-
about
Yeah,
some
yeah.
things, Ollie's
So I
definitely
need to
missed
do 2
quite a
instead,
few
yeah?
things. so
Yeah, and the contain.
I just done 4.
As well,
Down
so.
to 2.
Yeah,
It's 2 minus
no,
zombies,
no,
these
no armor.
Oh, that's why I asked. Do
Yeah,
I get armor?
No, sorry, yeah.
Right.
No. It's not, yeah.
You need to do
Not so mindless and
2.
when it's zeros on the board, so you can
Why do you
dash out some hearts.
Does it just
so.
say it?
Yeah. It's, I cheated. Please target damage can be reduced. Damage that may not be reduced.
Okay.
And because I can, I'm gonna summon by Gremlin.
So using his Dread Pirate Zip.
So Zamu's been kicked out the house.
Yep.
It's now beside the lampad.
That's stupid. If you kill those Gremlins, they're stupid. Cool. Let's go. How many wounds does the bad boy have?
3.
3 left.
I'm going to go with the drowned. He's going to hit your swankers.
Yeah, sure.
So the session must have became a drowned actually then.
Yeah.
Melee 5
Happened to you.
defense.
Yep.
18.
Yeah, like
That's a good hit.
Yeah, it's an angry drowned.
Sorry. Just fucking. Yeah, like
It's not like he's got a crow for
2, 3, 5.
triggers. I don't believe it's built in.
7.
What is the trigger? Oh, Red Joker. Doesn't matter.
Jig. Yep.
Okay, so it's another point for Dig, so that's
Second AP with
3
that as
points for
well.
Ollie.
Is it?
Yeah, because he scored 2 last turn. Lucas on 1, so he's currently
Melee 5 against defense.
3-1.
he's just checking his final scheme again.
10.
How many wounds does he have?
He just wants to be winning too, yeah?
So it looks like the drown for second AP with
Yeah, that's fine.
attacked Zip. Okay.
That was one game.
Zip kind of repositioned himself there.
Staying within the stash marker.
Yeah, makes sense. Further away from Zamu. But
I'm gonna go with this by Gremlin. He's gonna drop card.
Lampard's got no bad shooting now, you know, so.
So the background is just double defensive, trying to stay alive. This mighty defensive.
Azura. In fact, Philip's just going to throw
Lucas
down.
is, you know, he's got to score points somehow, so, you know, he's hunkering down on those stash markers, so.
I think a lot of this will come into the second schemes for both players.
Yeah.
If Lucas can pull one out and score 3 points on his,
Yeah.
then he might just squeak ahead. And I think he needs any win to get through, but I'm not sure.
So, the student's coming over.
Next to Trixie. Cool.
His army.
Yeah.
He's going to try and reform.
Yeah.
Goes off. 1, 2, 3. 3.
For 3.
Try and reform.
Nice.
Goes off.
Is that
3.
one action?
Wow.
So his
Oh,
armor's
he's
back up
back
to full
on.
health?
He's taken 1 week now.
Yeah, it is difficult to pull back from behind against Rezzers, but
Button.
it's not like he was massively behind. The Alpha just kind of bounced off Kirai, but then Kirai's retaliation was also quite slow. And now Kirai's gone, so I still think that it's Ollie's game to lose at this point.
I'm gonna charge this guy.
Okay.
Is there still a drowned in there, or?
There's still a drowned.
Yeah, I'm just
What
gonna
was the one I was looking at? The hang? Was the hang model maybe?
So there's something to charge the drowned, I think, but I don't know what it is. Something from the zip screw. Trixie ran away, did she, or is she still in the middle?
Might be Trixie actually that just charged. Trixie
double
was there with Zip.
Sorry.
I'll declare ram trigger.
I'll go to 14.
That's definitely Trixie with the ram trigger.
Yeah.
Second attack.
Still got a far way to go and try and get the rest of his Zora.
You've already
Scoop up more of those points.
Second attack.
Oh,
Mate,
Tough, but you know, it's in the
your
game.
deck does not want you to win.
that's a couple of black jokers that have been
You
played.
finish.
Yeah.
So that's
Crucial
now.
points for Lucas.
Let's see whether he remembers to activate Philip and any of this
He's still
round.
got a lot of models to activate though.
Yes.
You know, he's got like a. Pretty sure he's not gone with the docks yet. There's a Necropunk.
The lamp.
Lampard's
Okay,
not been either. Philip and Anani.
Kirai.
Got Kuyo obviously as well.
Azura. Going to go and hide.
So he's denying any more points from Vendetta as hard as he can.
Okay. He's win 2.
So Zami's scoring for stash.
Yeah.
So Ollie's just trying to score as many
So
points.
possibly
Lampad's going to try and push.
could have been pushed further away by Zip, but
Yeah, you can just
Place.
so Lampad's
for
going
his
to push
army,
and
give him
then
the burning.
charge. Oh no, okay, going this way.
I wasn't sure if you maybe go further a bit further up. And
Yeah.
maybe try and finish. Well, get
I
a bit
think
more
it's better
tag
to
damage
clean
into.
up his backline.
Yeah.
Skin markers are full.
I'll try to get some away from scheme markers for potential digs.
Stay away from him. Well,
All he knows is
can
that
I
he's just trying to
see
stay safe.
from through that window? I think I can. But I'd like you to make another call on it.
So try to see if we can see Trixie through the
See
window.
through that window.
It's difficult to tell with these type of things.
Yeah, certainly from our angle as well. We can't get down there eye contact as well.
From where
We'll
we are
shoot
here, I
him,
think he possibly
randomise
could
into
have
the
it.
group.
Can you do that?
It's a projectile.
Huh?
It's a projectile. There's no reason I can't.
Well, he's gonna have cover then.
Pardon?
He's gonna have cover. He's behind cover. Just don't give him cover, right?
Is he in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, if we want to. I'll focus and do it then.
So Lampard
Actually,
pushing,
no,
focusing
I'll
in.
just do it, because if I randomise into him, I'll just deal with the cover.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
if we go this way,
Bit of randomise.
so drowned, Trixie, Zip, so it's drowned. So the cast is an 8 for defence. There's also an 8. I'm going to just cheat the defence up so it misses.
It's got
Try
quite a
again.
at this point.
Drowned, Trixie, Zip, Trixie,
Yeah, that's a good one.
cast 6 against defence.
So I also get cover. Can you? Yeah, I will get cover from you. Yeah.
Are you
You
with
get it all
him?
based on the initial model, do you?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Cool. I'm gonna suffer. Zip's gonna suffer 1 damage, and the hit's gonna go against him.
Okay.
interesting.
Cast 6 against defence.
Yep.
12.
More.
It's kind of just a slog in the middle right now.
Yeah. Still next.
19 to 13.
Yeah.
Don't think Stray's going to be able to move him off the stash markers this turn.
I don't think so.
He's definitely trying to
I
work
think
towards
the
it.
stash markers is your turn.
Yeah.
I think there's just a by a Gremlin over there.
He is
But-
double defensive, you know, so okay.
That Necropunk could take him out.
Necropunk's
over.
going to leap.
Flurry.
Goes
Yeah,
up.
flurry.
Jump next to there. Ditch a card and flurry.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. That answers that question.
LA 4.
Yeah. Well, I got 3 cards.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, yours. Again,
So red joker.
14.
Lucas.
I think their damage is
Yeah.
pretty poor though.
So I'm gonna take mask, obviously. Which will
Looks like
I
it's
think
going
is
to
one.
sweep.
Can I push away? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Directly.
So you do you damage.
14 against.
I don't remember all these things anymore.
Push on.
1 damage.
Oh no! So, shit, the red joker would be.
No, Red Joker was for last set.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh,
that would
right.
be push.
Yeah, of course.
Do you mind? Yeah.
Can we just play it?
Yeah,
Like
that's
we
fine. Yeah,
missed
yeah,
it?
yeah. Oh my god.
I feel like that might be. Fortunately, I missed
So
defensive
one
trigger
damage
enough
check.
when you flipped a bunch of cards.
Somebody's going to walk up.
Go on, zombie.
Obviously,
Oh,
he's going to.
Yeah,
Well,
unfortunately, he can only walk. He's slow.
next turn he'll bite.
Next turn, it will be his turn.
And take the lead on your gremlin. Take the lead.
Oh, the doctor's going to push him away.
Oh, sorry, I'm just shuffling. That's fine. Doesn't matter because
Just flip a card off
yeah,
it. Cast 6 against one.
Looks like Lucas
That's
had
actually
picked up
bad for me
I know, because you don't get your defense.
his deck prematurely.
is that willpower? Yeah.
19.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, is he deck not
We
fully
push towards
finished?
you. What's your walk?
Fine.
Look like.
Cool.
Might be wrong with that.
So I get strapped.
Yeah.
Again, he has forgot about Philip and Annie, so.
Yeah. I don't think he needs it at this point. He's now 4 points ahead.
Philip and Annie does
only 3
turn
points
all
in?
the see all
Yeah,
the
it's only
ski
3
markers that
It does.
Lucas has got around, dotted around.
Oh yeah. Even if he just double walks the last 2 turns, he'll be able to now be eating those ski markers.
Yeah, like it would be easily
It probably wouldn't.
half the amount of ski markers it is. Because right now, you know, 2
How many
schemes
wins does that gremlin have? 3.
unreveals.
Yeah. So there's a second
One,
scheme,
so it's
but
not 3 left yet.
Yeah.
he's already 3 points ahead, and I think he's probably going to get. He's definitely getting strat again. There's Ikirio can walk onto the strat marker. There's a necropunk that needs to be removed from that marker, but there's only a biogremlin nearby. And the mindless zombie can take out that biogremlin.
Yeah. And Zero's just going to chill at the back and deny the
I
last
don't know
two
why I'm
from
rushing because like this
Yeah.
red joker was obviously I won.
Unfortunately, it's just.
I think Lucas is, after his first thing failed, he's
So how
now
many
looking
would-
back at everything that happened, and
How many would you say?
Yeah,
you
he's
need to
not
just
quite
play
in
what's being played.
Yeah, you need to be head what's currently going on and not what's happening.
But I think Ollie's going to have to make some big mistakes to lose this game now.
Like you said,
Even with a draw, Ollie's fine.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I forget Trixie's.
yeah, to decide if he wants
I
to.
finally won initiative.
No, hang on. Trixie might have something to say about this.
So you got 2 ones left, yeah?
3. You didn't hit him. No, I cheated his defense up, so I didn't hit him.
Is his potential child clear at the ground here?
I think so.
Maybe has particular grapes.
He might just be scrambling for any points he can get now. There is a chance if
How many would you say left?
His armor.
he loses
8.
here,
8 left, yeah?
Oh, sorry,
if,
should have taken that bit. 7.
Dave beats George. There's a 3-0 and 3 1-2s.
Oh, okay.
So that
Right, I'm gonna go with Zip.
a loss doesn't mean he's out. It is a weird situation.
And we'd go down to
gonna
death.
go
So at
with
this
Zip,
point, you know,
and
he
I'm
wants to
gonna-
try and
needs any
scoop
points
up
he
every
can.
point.
Try to do the drown.
It's a long shot, but it's still a shot.
Pick and drop.
Yep. So
I mean, that requires Dave beating George, though.
15.
But George beat Lucas, though, right?
Yes, yours.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because he got beat off Ollie, so I see what you're doing, yeah, so it would be all one place.
Well, if Ollie keeps playing like this, he's going to be doing well tomorrow as well.
Yeah, tough man to beat.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think on the Masters draw he was most people's favourites, and it's definitely showing
Just drop
why people had faith.
plays. So, oh, does he do any damage when he dies?
No, he drops a scheme when he dies.
It's fine. I'll just move him a little bit 2 inches.
Okay.
He says it's fine, but you know, the ground dropping skin marker can be relevant.
It
you
could
know,
be such
he,
a
Seems to be with 2.
he knows he's got
Damage
the graves.
on neck.
Yeah. I don't think so. Looking at the schemes again, I think it has to be Search the Ruins or Setup that's left. He's not touched Trixie, so he might have Setup on Trixie. It's a difficult model to get it on, but yeah, he's out activating quite a lot, so he might still be able to get it away.
Yeah, so
Bump him up to a 12.
Because apart from that, he's got Search the Ruins is the other possibility.
Oh,
Because it's not going to be Vendetta, because all of his
it's
models have
triggered
attacks
to-
by now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Guarded Treasure, because
yeah, it's not.
he's too late to score any points from that now.
He's not worked towards it.
So damage.
Yeah, of course. Might
He
White
will
Joker.
die, yeah.
Might White Joker.
And then Zip will
So is it dropping a round off?
to attack his armor.
Yep.
It's now going to take Azamu somewhere else again.
Yeah, I mean,
Poor big guy's not been left alone.
I think he'll be disappointed that he knocked his armor down to 2 wounds
But I
and he's
cheated
healed
that
all
one,
the
yeah?
way back up.
You don't mind
Well,
if I heal?
he's got 1 wound on him. 1 wound.
His armor? Oh, is he taken 1?
Yeah. Managed to keep 1 on him.
He healed 6 last time, didn't he? Well reformed.
We don't know.
Yes.
Pardon?
I'm 9 now.
Yeah.
Do this.
Yours?
Place first.
Yep.
Straight.
So
The Joker.
Right. Dead.
So Red Joker to take out his armor.
yeah, he's gone.
7 wounds from that, is it?
Certainly enough to
My
kill him.
0.
And Zip's out of there, man. Zip's done
Yeah.
Go.
done a good job.
Philip's going to drop a ski
left
mask when I
hand.
need to.
So he's remembered Philip of the Nine this time.
Okay.
So Zip's doing some good work so far this time. Did that Lampard kind of has to hunker down and score for stash marker.
If I cheated that, so that'll be the burning, yeah? If I cheated damage. So any cheat.
Yeah.
Zip is on a bunch of wins though. So.
Zip's been taking lots of hits. The Lampard blasted onto him, which burned him as well. If it wasn't for Dirty Cheater, I think he'd be well gone by now. And he's too scared to turn into his Bio-Gremlin form.
So we're just going to continue the slow recap.
That's
Does Kirai only get 1 AP? Or does he walk like 2 or something?
Gremlin fast. So they both
These are questions I don't understand.
So he's going to stay in the corner.
Let's check
I
this
think
down.
it's probably just a very slow walk start player.
That one, these two, zombie.
Kirai. So still got dead docs, you still
Walk
got
2.
walk 2, yeah, so it's a very, very slow
Charge
walk.
9, walk 2.
And out there.
So Cyril's just passing, using a pass token.
Yeah.
Go.
So you still got Lampards, Necropunk, Doxy, Zombie.
The dead dog save.
So I'm just
Whereas
Gremlin gone
there's
reckless.
Trixie on the other side, is it?
Trixie.
In this case, can I
and
make a copy?
2
Oh, the Student of Conflict.
I think it's
Yeah. Well, looks like our players are going for a bit of
Gone for a little break.
yeah, why not? Cool. Part-timers.
But these keep the power. Yeah, because it doesn't say it's removed from any. It's why if you use Malifaux Child to power something in and kill Malifaux Child, you keep it for the rest of the game. Or you can just take one source stuff and give sideboard to stuff. Sorry, 2 steps. How's it going? Pretty well for him, to be fair, but badly.
We're back.
Oh, we are indeed.
Well, Ollie's back.
So potentially set up, potentially
I think
Search the Ruins?
at this point, I think it's Search the Ruins or set up for George, Ollie. They're both small.
okay.
I don't actually. I don't know whether Lucas's second scheme is something that just failed. Like, he might have expected to get the alpha off and then just be able to take guarded treasure at his leisure. Because he's definitely got the scheme markers set up for it. He just hasn't got the models nearby them to score.
Yeah.
So that could be what it was. I don't really know.
Potentially search runes, but just not getting all 3 points for it.
Yeah. But he did move a scheme marker from the centre out the side with Trixie, so. Or it could be dig the graves and as Ollie's been like hiding away from the scheme markers, like you said.
If it was, so
I think
good opportunities not
to
dig the graves. For example, just there with Zip, as you can see with the handy blue measuring tape that he's been there. If it was, why would you move his army all the way that way?
Yeah.
Like, he's moving back towards his scheme marker.
Trixie.
Kill him, get the points. So I think it's safe to rule out dig the graves for
So to get the Trixie,
search the runes, guarded treasure, set up kind of thing.
kill zombie. The zombie activated now.
No.
I go with Trixie.
Yep.
Trixie with the reckless.
Okay.
She'll attempt to shoot the zombie.
Yep.
Trixie's going to finally put that zombie to bed.
Yeah. Poor zombie finally gets to the point where he can attack the bio gremlin and
She's
told
gonna shoot
no.
zombie. Boom.
Spence 3 or 2?
I think it's 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. How many wounds you got?
It's turn 4, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Okay. But then, no, I can't cheat with 4. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna cheat with that, so it's gonna be straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
zombie
then I'm
down.
gonna just double.
We would have a couple more if
I'll hide from Doxy.
remember some of those.
Trixie's running over to the wall so she doesn't get pushed by the Doxy.
Anyways, that's it.
Is she within 2 inches of the
necropunch.
search marker? Probably.
Yeah, it looks like more likely.
Stay over here. In fact, sorry, no, it's going to try and leap.
So this is Necropunk?
Yeah.
And we'll take a swing on you.
Yep.
Just getting the chip damage where he can.
9. Doxy.
Yeah.
Going to come through here.
I don't know.
We're not going through windows.
No. That was we can only go to
Okay.
the doors.
We'll walk through there then.
Yeah.
And take a swing on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Melee 6 against defense. 18.
Every single. If you want.
You know, 9.
Go on.
What are you
so this is just the
I'm on,
Doxy actually attacking.
This is the Doxy actually
So-
punching. I think it's.
We'll go to a 17 with the trigger for positivity damage. Next to a straight. 3 damage.
Yes.
Dig.
That's it.
Trixie's dead. He scores
Yeah.
one more for like the race, so
That's
I
it, yeah.
had set up one thing. I just
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been
like,
set up.
that's why I ran away. I have the option of going through there and trying to shoot. Or coming around here and trying to shoot.
I could score 1 point. But
I wonder what Ollie's second scheme was.
Yeah, I mean, he's
I
going to
think what
come
I've
back
tried
through
is good.
here.
I think it's well. It's.